Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Bella. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark. I've got my weekend what sold. We have 6 items total, but a bundle sale sold on eBay, which is awesome. I don't get a lot of bundle sales, so that was a great sale yesterday. I was excited to tell you guys about. So yeah, 1 item only selling this weekend on Poshmark, a little bit of a slower weekend for Poshmark, slower weekend in general for me than last weekend, but still some great sales. So let's get into everything that sold. Okay, this was a cool find I found at the bins. It was actually like up front in a display area. This is like a mini boat tote, and it's a new with tags, Land's End, and the boat totes in general by Land's End are really a great pickup overall. This was sitting somewhere and had a few little cosmetic marks, but all I did was just say that in the description that, you know, there's some cosmetics marks from storage or whatever. And last week, actually, when I went to the bins, found another awesome Land's End boat tote. The L.L.Bean ones are probably more highly sought after, but either way, if you go on the Land's End website, these totes in general, the bigger the better and more costly, they really do fetch a lot of money. So keep your eye out if you come across one at a local thrift store or the bins. I think I ultimately decided I'm gonna keep the boat tote that I found last week because, I don't know, I sold a bog bag recently, so I need a new summer beach tote. So we'll see. I say that now and then I may be like, oh, bags are kind of my thing. I like different, unique bags, and I feel like I'm always changing it. I'm not much of a shoe girl, I'm more of a bag girl. So when I come across cool looking bags at the thrift, or sometimes I would say bags are one of those only things that I'll pay retail for the most part. So yeah, I do like bags, and it's so much funner to find them at the bins. So this doesn't even weigh a pound. This sold for $19.50. My estimated profit, $11.72. Very happy with that. This did not take long to sell once I finally got it listed. It was kind of sitting in my death pile for a little bit, but the boat totes in general, well known, both Land's End and L.L.Bean. I have yet to find an L.L.Bean Land's tote. I would say that's on my like BOLO list. I'd really be excited to find one of those. So I'm hoping someday I do. And even like condition wise with those, you know, they still catch, if you come across one and it's not in the best condition, I would say it's probably still at least worth a lookup, because in general, those sell well, whether they have, you know, a little bit of wear and tear to them. So keep your eye out for those while you're out there thrifting. Okay, this was another quick sale from my bins trip just last week. So these were only listed a couple of days. This is Star Above, which is sold at Target. Let me show you the tag, Star Above, and then like the regular retail tag. I got an offer for these on Poshmark. Nice jogger, sleep pants, really cute. They have pockets. And I've told you guys this before, like I love at the bins picking up Target brand, Macy's stuff, Kohl's stuff. Doesn't always sell super fast, doesn't always sell. And actually I think I mentioned it last week that sometimes I'm hanging on to Target stuff a little longer than I would think, new with tag stuff. Like I would assume if it was like Walmart brand or Target, that the Target new with tag stuff would sell faster. That's not always the case for me. A lot of times Walmart brand will sell faster for me. But either way, when I came across these, pajamas in general, I think are just a good pickup, especially if, you know, it's a good brand, it's a well-known brand. You know, I know that like Joy Spun is also a Target brand. I come across that one at the bins. I have not, if I found it new with tags, I would pick it up, but I don't just pick that one up if it's not new. So yeah, I was super happy with the offer I got for those. I got a $15 offer on Poshmark. So after my fees and cost of goods, my estimated profit, $11. Stick around till the end of the video because I will tell you my estimated profit from all of these weekend sales. So you kind of have an idea of what I'm making from all of these sales. Okay. Hollister super skinny, well, these are super skinny Hollister advanced stretch 3430 men's jeans. So these had a lot of watchers right off the bat, had some interest, and I kind of taught myself, I had been, things have been a little bit slower on both eBay, not as much Poshmark. I feel like I'm getting more sales on Poshmark, but I got an offer for these jeans for, I believe, like $10 or $11. And I countered and they declined. I think I countered it like $16 or $17. And then a day later, they sold. I got an offer for $16 on these jeans, which I was way happier with. I was glad that I held out for these jeans. I just had a feeling because they were getting a lot of eyes on them that they would sell for more than the $11. And jeans, these did come from the bins, but when I'm picking jeans up, jeans are a little bit heavier. So typically a pair of jeans is going to be about a pound, depending on the size and the cut. So I kind of factored that in, that these cost me about $2. So I wanted to make sure like I was making some profit off of these. I'm really glad I held out and waited for another offer. I don't always do that, but I just thought the 11 or 10, I think it was $11, was a little too low for these jeans with having the amount of eyes on them. So the Hollister jeans sold for $16. This was a bins pickup within the last month and a half or so. So my estimated profit, $12.18. I'm gonna say overall Hollister, I'm picking it up if I find it. These jeans were kind of like a trial run for me because I have not sold a lot of Hollister jeans in general. So I took a gamble on these. You guys know I've been saying I've been picking up jeans at the bins. Love to pick them up. I'm kind of circling back to some brands more recently that I had stopped picking up, like Lucky brand. I did pick up 1 or 2 pairs of those last week, hoping that, those will do better. And overall, I would say when I'm picking up jeans, men's jeans do well. I feel like I don't have the men's jeans as long as the women's jeans. So I like to pick up American Eagle men's jeans, or like Air Flex ones. I like to pick up, I guess I'm going to be picking up Hollister men's jeans when I come across them, because that was a pretty quick flip. What other pairs do I like? Eddie Bauer, Land's End, just basic mall brands. But yeah, that's usually a good pickup, especially at the bins. Or if you come across it at a local thrift store where it's a great price. I don't always see that local to me, but there are half price days, and even check out your local Goodwills, not the bins, but the local Goodwill could have some kind of discount day for everybody. For me, it is Wednesdays, it's 79-cent day, and they change the tag every week. So I find that it is a nice mixture of new stuff, because the week before you're looking at a different tag than you were, that day. So yeah, definitely and when I go to those 79-cent days, I like to start in areas like the jeans, because those are the deeply discounted items. I don't even really bother, honestly, looking at other colors at the regular Goodwill, unless it's a random sale where it's half price. But that doesn't happen very often at my Goodwill. Let me know if yours does. Mine does have a reward system though, that doesn't play in at the bins apparently, but they do stack rewards. And so I'm finding that I'm going on these 79-cent days and I have like $2 or $3 off, and I'm not walking out with a ton of stuff typically on these 79-cent days. I do like the half price days as well at Salvation Army, but it's, you know, you get a couple dollars off and it's already only costing you 79 cents an item. It's definitely worth it, especially if you're new and you're starting out and you're not totally sure where you know, what is going to sell well for you and what's not. So did I say $12.18 was my profit on those? Happy with that. Again, that was a really quick turnaround, about 5 weeks. Not really quick. Well, really quick is like a week or a couple of days, but it was pretty quick. So, okay. Next up is this Denim & Company, new with tags. It has the tag attached. This was sold on QVC. It's like a suede material. I put fake suede. So what I believe happened with this one is I got I think I sent out an offer to a watcher this morning. This sold today. And then what happened was I do not believe the offer that I sent ended up being accepted. But what happens on eBay is if you get an offer or, you know, somebody, or you're sending offers, eBay sometimes will send emails to the other people watching the item, and that will offer to them the opportunity to buy the item, letting them know that another offer has been sent. And it kind of almost puts in this like, okay, if you don't go for it now, it may sell to somebody else. But even when there's active offers out there, this item can still sell to somebody else if the offer is not accepted by the original person sending the offer. So, works out really well. It kind of creates a sense of urgency if you've got somebody watching it that thought, oh, it'll be around and, you know, there's no rush. Well, that creates a sense of, to the buyer, hey, if you're not going to get this now, somebody else could. And that is what happened. So this Denim & Company top, which I've only had for 2 weeks, I got this at a local thrift store. To me, I call it my favorite winter thrift store that I typically am going to only in the winter months when it's cold outside, and I just don't get there very much in the summer and stuff, just because there's a lot more opportunities local for me. This place is about 25 minutes away. It's not a horrible drive. It's just I have a lot of other inventory coming into me and available to me in the summer months because of church sales, rummage sales, and yard sales. So I'll maybe get there once in the warmer months, but typically I go in the winter months because that is where, and I find a lot of new with tags there, even vintage new with tag stuff. I recently found a 100% silk Ralph Lauren top for $3. So you got to dig a little bit, but it's typically worth it there for me to go. And I highly recommend you guys checking out those. It's a little place. I only knew about it because my friend Mary told me about it. And if you didn't, it has only 2 days a week they're open, and they're only open 4 hours on those days. So it's definitely worth even doing just a little Google search and finding out what's available in your area. You know, this time of year is hard. You know, I can't always get to the bins this time of year because of the weather, mostly. It looks like I'm having, you know, better weather. So hopefully I'll be able to get there more frequently as we move closer to March and April, but you just never know. And if I get a bunch of snow and I can't make it to the bins, it's a bummer, but there are other options, obviously, local to me, but my favorite is the bins and church sales. Bins for church, well, I don't know. Church sales are really good prices. I don't know. You know, a good church sale, that could, you know, You could get 60, 70 items for like $1 an item. So, okay, so this Denim & Company top, button-down top, which I said is sold, I'm thinking only on QVC. It has a QVC style tag on it. This sold for $29.99. My estimated profit, $17.68. And again, only took 2 weeks. I do find QVC stuff pretty frequently at this place, and I've been lucky enough to find a lot new with tags. So don't discount QVC stuff. I like to pick it up, especially if it's new with tags. I knew this would sell pretty quickly, just the feel of it, the suede, the fake suede. It's still a good time of year. It's winter, people are cold, and that is a nice wardrobe staple piece. It's black, you can wear it over things. So yeah, definitely keep your eye out. And you know, I try to like get new with tag stuff with that. I think Susan Graver, which I talk about quite a bit because I like to pick up her stuff. The winter thrift store is where I find it. My thought is there's quite a few people that donate to this store that purchase on QVC. So I definitely pick up items from like QVC branded or sold on QVC if they don't have a tag attached, but I prefer to pick it up. Who doesn't want new with tags? I mean, really. Okay, this was the bundle on eBay, which was exciting. It's 2 L.L.Bean items. You guys know I love L.L.Bean items. I would put it at the top of my mall brand items that I love to pick up. The thing I find with L.L.Bean, at least local to me, I find it 1 or 2 items maybe a month. I don't find it very often at the bins. I find it at the winter thrift store. The other L.L.Bean item that I got was from the winter thrift store. I think they get quite a few donations. I've gotten jackets out there, vest. I mean, you're usually pretty solid pickup is L.L.Bean. I don't like to always pick up super small sizes, and I was for a while picking up a lot of L.L.Bean jeans, but I was hanging on to them long. I think I had a couple of petite pairs, so that could be why they weren't selling as well. But this came from a church sale, so this was $1. L.L.Bean sweaters in general, I don't know if you've checked out the prices on eBay, what they go for. It's crazy. They're very expensive. Even on the regular website, they're very expensive. I have eyed up this cardigan I want so bad from L.L.Bean. They don't make it anymore. I just keep hoping somebody will list it online. It's really not my style, but I like it. It has like ducks on it. It's pink. I might have posted it before on my Facebook page, but they're cardigans, they're sweaters, always usually a good pickup. Now, I found a couple months ago an L.L.Bean signature sweater, which sold like lightning fast. I found that at a Salvation Army. So their signature brand is viewed as a little bit higher up, I guess. And those are great pickups. But in general, L.L.Bean sweaters in general, I'm going to tell you, look it up, comp it. More than likely, if it's the right price, you're probably golden picking it up because it's a very popular, well-known brand. You know, this even had a little bit of wear to it, but I am pretty much always picking up L.L.Bean sweaters when I find. I actually think this one right now is my last L.L.Bean sweater I had in my store right now, which is sad. But I do not really find L.L.Bean at the bins, or at least the bins that I go to. I'm not to say like I haven't, so the sweaters sell really well. I have picked up flannels, don't sell as well for me. I don't know if there's not as much of a desire for the flannels as there is for the sweaters, but I know I have a couple of L.L.Bean flannels in my store that have been hanging out for a while. Okay, so the item I did pick up at my favorite winter thrift store that's also going out is this L.L.Bean. This is a maxi skirt. In general, I'm gonna tell you maxi skirts, denim maxi skirts, I love to pick them up. Talbots, I like to pick those up. L.L.Bean. Now this one, I'm pretty sure, and I disclosed it, if I'm remembering correctly, and I'm looking to see if I can find it. I did find a small hole in this after I got it. I was a little bummed, but it's just a point to say again, don't, automatically say, oh, I got to donate this or throw it out or whatever because there's a hole. But I think, oh, there it is. So the hole is like down by the bottom of the skirt. I just disclosed that. I usually take like a bright colored ruler. I have a purple ruler, and I put it right in the pictures so that it, they see it, they know it's there, they don't have to look all over the place and zoom in. And I think I had a lot of watchers on this. This could be why it took as long as it did, because I've had this, I think this was one of my first purchases this winter when I went to my favorite winter thrift store. So yes, denim skirts in general, long ones especially. I do like to pick up short ones as well, but long ones, brand for the most part doesn't really matter. So yeah, L.L.Bean, definitely disclose that. Speaking of L.L.Bean, it didn't make it into the video, but I sold over the weekend that I already got out the door on Saturday, an L.L.Bean robe that I also picked up there for $3. L.L.Bean robes, just pick it up. I'm telling you right now, those are also a great, it sold for like $33 and I had $3 into it. So yeah, L.L.Bean stuff is great and I really like it. I recently picked up an L.L.Bean jacket that I wanted to keep for myself, but I didn't really like the look of it on me, so I ended up selling it, or I put it online. I was gonna keep it for me, and it sold super quick. So their jackets, their skirts, their sweaters, boots, their duck boots, pretty much a good bet if you can get it for, what's the word? I like yard sale prices. That's like yard sale prices or church sale prices, but like some of the thrift stores like to mark L.L.Bean up. So just be careful. Again, happy with this. This bundle was sold on eBay. It sold for $43.50. I only had about $3.66 into these items. So my total profit, $32.73. Very happy with that. L.L.Bean, if I didn't say it enough, I'm sure I did, but usually a great pickup, a great lookup, because trusted brand, expensive. I would say like for a mall brand, L.L.Bean is pretty expensive. But they, from what I have never returned something to L.L.Bean, but from what I understand, they have a great warranty program. And I've really always wanted a pair of their slippers, like with the little dogs on them. They're so cute, but I have yet to get a pair of those yet. I want to find like a new pair thrifting, because even like their slippers brand new are like $70. So people are definitely looking for this brand on the secondhand market, eBay and Poshmark, because it is very expensive in the store and online. So all right, that is everything today. So all of these items, the bundle and the 4 or 5 other items, my estimated profit from everything, and it's always just an estimate, friends. I just give you an idea of a breakdown of what I expect to make from these items, $85.31. Very happy with that. Everything is gonna go out the door today. Not as big of sales as last week I think I had 10 go out last Monday, but that's the name of the game. If you've been in reselling at all for, you discover it very quickly that you'll have weeks that are very high and weeks that are very low. And that is why I do mention a lot having your items listed on other platforms. I am also on Depop and Mercari, but I don't have a lot to say about that right now because I've only sold one item on Depop and nothing has sold yet on Mercari. And I have mentioned I am using Nifty, which I do think is definitely helping the sales right now and getting my items in front of other buyers, relisting stale inventory. So give it a try if you have not yet. I still need to set up, a link so that, if you guys are watching and you've been thinking about trying Nifty, I'm going to look into that this week. So I'll let you know when I do that, and so you can get a discount for trying it out, because you can try it for 7 days for free. And then if you like it, you can sign on for it. So, all right, friends, thank you as always for hanging out with me and listening to everything that's sold. If you like videos like this, I put about 2 to 5 videos out per week, all about what's selling on eBay and Poshmark, Goodwill bins hauls, regular Goodwill hauls, wherever I'm going for the deals. I like to bring those items to you and just show you what I'm picking up as an over 20-year reseller to sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop. So thank you, friends. Share this video with somebody you know that may want to learn about reselling, because thrifting is better with friends. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.